Here.
Jennifer. Glenn.
Here.
Joe.
Here.
Doug.
Yeah. I'll let, if we could, everybody, I know there's a lot of folks in here, but you know, if we can keep it down to us a little bit, so we can do a couple things and then we'll get started with the bulk of the meeting. I'll ask for a motion to approve minutes of the previous meeting. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Being none, motion carried. Well, I know why everybody's here, so I don't have to ask that. We have the developers here, property owner, Mr. Murray, and I thought the best way to do this was to let him tell you all what they're proposing, and that may impact or answer some of your questions. We've got State Representative Bowden here, Senator May, full court. So we'll jump right into this. We've got 20-some that have signed up to speak. So we'll try to advance this as fast as we can. With that, Mr. Murray,
Where you want me?
you can stand right there if you like.
I'll go.
It's up to you, sir. Yeah. And I am going to allow him more than 3 minutes. I think you all want that, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then when he's done, we'll open it up to the magistrates to ask questions.
This work?
Pick the microphone up, man. The microphone.
This one?
That one works.
Judge Brock, magistrates, everybody. Introduce myself, my name is Dale Murray. I am Murray, and I am the property in question. Let me give you a background on myself. I got in the coal business when I was 20 years old over in Floyd County. I've been in coal business for 25 years. I've also done timber, conservation easements, solar, stream irrigation. I still own large tracts of land in West Virginia. Truck coal during certain times, so we're not interrupting dinner. Not interrupting anybody's sleep. I've built roads. I've hired local miners, local security, given away free household. Always allowed people to ride on our non-active parts of our property, allowed hunting, and helped out with flood. We've stripped off flood mud. We've cleaned out ditches, put berms in, culverts, so people can get back to their lives. Always hired local mechanics, local blasting, local electricians, local parts suppliers, all of them, always. Now, I owned this property for 3 years and nobody had any idea who I was because I never limited anybody's access. Everybody could go up there and ride, everybody could go up there, and every time I go up there I see a new campfire, see some garbage, but I never once put up a fence, I never once put up a no trespassing. I bought this property about 3.5 years ago for the specific purpose to mine coal. Specifically, the Blue Jay sand. I was going to put a deep mine in the Blue Jay. But the coal miners disagreed. So I had to find an alternative. So let's get something out in front. This property is a brownfield. It is not a farm. It's not a pristine valley. It's an old coal mine. And when it wasn't a coal mine, it was an explosive manufacturing plant. Brownfield. Very limited options. So looking for alternative options, we discovered that across the river, LG&E and KU had 360 additional capacity megawatts. Now I want to say that again because I think it's important. Additional capacity in their megawatts. Why? Because when that substation was constructed, they intended that substation to supply power for all the coal mines going from Bell County, through Harlan, into Letcher, into Western Virginia. And we all know what happened to those coal mines, and that's what brought up the surplus of power. Let's talk about, capacity for that actually made it opportunistic for a data center.
I don't think anybody's interested in that, though. We're here.
All right, now, hey, Bob, now, man, we're not going to do that, guys. We're going to be civil in this, and please respect that. Let's be respectful of each other.
So let's ask what a data center is. Data center houses network computers, servers, and data storage systems. All kinds of things could be a data center. A lot of your hospitals are data centers because they host servers on site for their patient medical records. A lot of schools and universities have their own data centers. Data centers have been in this country for 60, 70 years. Who uses them? Google, Amazon, Netflix, Facebook, Instagram, your hospital records, all of your online banking, the GPS in your car, all the photos in your phone, all the passwords and data that you've saved in the cloud. Data centers run everything that is mission critical to our lives. Now, let me address the county. In this project, proposed project, we have never asked for $1, nor will we ever. We have never asked for any county infrastructure, any tax breaks, or any public infrastructure whatsoever. The only tax break that will come from this is a 6% sales tax break on the initial purchase of the equipment, and Frankfurt is going to bear the burden of that, not here. So let's discuss some of the concerns. Water. Historically, data centers have consumed a lot of water. Historically. The new data centers are being built on what's called a closed-loop system. I'll give you an example. I've got some classic cars. Every time I go to fill up my classic car, I've got to put a half a quart to a quart of oil. Now, new cars can go 7,500 to 10,000 miles before I have to change the oil. It is not fair to compare the water consumption of old data centers to the new technology of the closed-loop systems. Consume a lot less. Now let's talk about noise. Noise is an issue everybody cares about. The new data centers are built insulated. The noise level of a new data center is 60 to 70 decibels. A coal prep plant is 90 to 105. 60 to 70 decibels is the equivalent of two people talking 3 to 5 feet away, or the fan on the back side of your refrigerator. Also, mind you, the proposed construction site is all the way at the head of the holler, a little under a half a mile from any residential. So we can also talk, and we'd be happy to come back and talk about possibly putting in some dampering walls or anything else. The citizens decide that is necessary, but with that volume through the mouth of the holler, it should not be heard. Let's talk about utility bills. 25, 30, even longer years ago. Let's back up. Let's talk about fixed costs versus variable costs. A utility has a fixed cost and a utility has a variable cost. As we do. Our house, our fixed costs are our mortgage, our insurance, our taxes. Those are our fixed costs. Just like a utility does. 25, 35 years ago, when the industry was prevalent in this area, 80% of those fixed costs were consumed by the industry, 20% by the people. When the coal mines went out of business, that flipped on its head. Now 80% of those fixed costs for the utility is being covered by the population and 20% by industry. This data center produces enough energy to flip that back on its head and possibly even higher. Let's talk about some positive things. Let's talk about some jobs. Yeah, jobs. This construction out there will last more than 3 years, upwards of 4, creating over 1,000 jobs, local jobs. Dozer operators, loaders, pipe fitters, electricians, plumbers, welders, roofers, framers, concrete, you name it.
For 3 years.
For 3 years, that's correct. It's 3 years. I'm getting to it. But those are all local jobs. Good high-paying jobs. Long-term. Talk about long-term jobs. Long-term jobs for a data center. Commercial and industrial electricians, HVAC and chiller technicians, low voltage and fiber optic techs, data center technicians, facility managers and operating staff. Over 100 high-paying jobs that are some of them, most of them, over $100,000 a year. Some of them are in excess of that. And that's not even to mention security, custodial, and other service industries that are going to supply to this long term. Also like to mention that we have spoke with the tech schools in the area about implementing programs in the tech schools to train locals so they can obtain these jobs directly with the job placement program. So, but another positive, money, taxes. This investment is going to be billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. That is huge personal property taxes for the county. I'm in the coal business, I know. This county, along with every other one in East Kentucky, was all ran for years on coal severance. Now that coal severance tax has almost disappeared. And being in the coal business, as you guys know as well, coal's not coming back. Not anywhere close to where it was. The money off the taxes off of this could supplant the old coal severance tax by a 3x, 4x margin. If you do that, now you're talking about new hospitals, schools, parks, sports equipment, band equipment, park instruments, special programs, real change to the city and a real impact. Data centers are necessary. Every one of us are using them on our phone today. It's it's the lives we run. Our lives are run on data. I can speak this to the truth, and I think everybody here can agree with me. If LG&E and KU does not put this 360 megawatts here, they're going to put it somewhere else. They're going to place that power. If they place it somewhere else and not here, then Bell County's not going to get the jobs, and they're not going to get the tax revenue.
Dale?
North, then the east and the west.
All right, let's have some order, guys. Let's have some order. I don't think that's too much to ask. All right, magistrates, you guys got any questions?
Well, I want to say something. Everything you said,
We can't hear you.
what I want to say is, everything that he said, that sounds great. It does. But, the question at hand is really how this, if it really will benefit us like you say. And that's
Give him a microphone.
I can't hear you. Joe, you want it? I guess you're going to.
I'll bring it to you, Joe. It's okay.
Thank you, Lee.
Here's what I wrote down. This is what I want to say. There's no amount of money we're losing or way of life in these mountains. Clean water, clean air, peace and quiet, and most importantly, our health. These are all questions, and concerns, because there's a lot of complaints. The things that we want to leave for our children, we want this for our kids. Thousands of people are complaining from every state. We have to get this right. Once it's here and taking our water, raising our electricity, sounding like a freight train, which is what's all over the news and all over the complaints, it's too late. It is. We need to really look into this before we let it in our county. The people are speaking up everywhere, and it should be about the people. News outlets, they're investigating these. And it's scary. I mean, the things that's coming out is scary about this. And it scares me. This AI stuff is, I'm not a great fan of it. I'm not. But I stand with the people. I do.
Just lay it there.
Okay.
Yes. It's on.
It's on.
Yeah. Unless Joe turned it on.
You want to turn it on?
No, leave it on.
Okay.
Yeah. Just hang tight there.
I'm down in the figures, Master, District 2. Part of this affects my district. I've went back and forth with this a lot, and, you know, my question that I've answered to myself is that I'm elected by the majority of the people, and I will stand with the views of the majority of the people on this, and that, you know, we don't have an option today to say to slash this. So if we have an option today to stand this down, to do some more study, grab some more information, you know, that's what I'm for. It's too, like Joe said, it's just, you know, too much information to get into our heads this fast, and we need more time to, you know, to get answers, to see, get some things in writing, you know, not be left holding the bag, you know, lay this out, see what we want to do, but in the end, I will stand with what the people wants.
Anybody else got any questions for the developers that he didn't address?
Quick question, did you
Wait,
say
wait.
it produces power? It uses power?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. Any of you guys, Eddie, Junior, Glenn? All right, so no questions there. All right, with that, we'll start the comment section, and Miss Debbie is going to read the names, and there's a timer on this, TV, and Ben is keeping the time, and I would respectfully ask that we stay to that, and if somebody makes your point, you know, maybe you can make a difference. Pardon? We're going to start the comment section. Yeah.
Judge, if we could, there's a lot of people out here, if we could get them to kind of slide this way.
Hey, we can get them to set up here.
Yeah, they're welcome. If we get a few in here, and then there's 2 seats there.
There's a lot in the hall.
Yeah, I'll let them on bring it.
Yeah, everybody sit down. Hey, y'all can come over here and sit with us.
I think they're bringing some chairs in now.
Can we get somebody to open at least one of these windows, please? You don't mind, Judge, do you?
No, not at all. Open them all. The guys back there in the corner, open that window. Yeah, please. All right, are we as ready as we're going to be? There's 2 seats up here if somebody wants to get those, and then we can fill this, box if you like. All right, we'll get started. Go ahead, first name?
Okay, first name is Eric Garrett, and he lives at Highway 221 Pine.
Yes, I'm under the solicitation and everything protection of Bell County. I think no data center needs to come to Bell County. And, no 50 watt SB 44 nothing needs to come into Bell County, because the natural, protection of the people and the protection of our water and the protection of the public. We don't need none of that in Bell County, period. No data centers at all. Not industrial, nothing. That's all I got to say.
Thanks, sir.
The next one is Rhonda Blake. It looks like lives at Sizemore Lawson Road.
Guys ready? Yeah. Okay, good morning, Judge Brock, magistrates, and fellow citizens. My name is Rhonda Blake, and I am proud to be a member of the Helton family, a family whose roots run deep in these mountains. For generations, my family has lived, worked, and raised their children here in Bell County. They have hunted these hills, fished these streams, and built their lives in these mountains, and because of that, I believe we have a responsibility to protect them for future generations. I am here today in support of a data center moratorium or an ordinance to ask that no final decisions be made until the people of Bell County have fully been informed and given an opportunity to participate in the process. The words of Ruth 1:16 say, "Whether thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people." Those words remind us that we are all connected to one another and to this community. My people are thy people. What affects one family affects all families, and what affects these mountains affects all of us. The people of Bell County deserve answers before decisions are made, not after. I respectfully ask the fiscal court to support a moratorium or an ordinance that allows times for facts to be gathered, questions to be answered, and citizens to be heard. Let us make sure that any decisions made today is one that our children and our grandchildren will thank us for tomorrow. I do have one question for the fiscal court today, though. I would like to ask each and every one of you if any of you guys signed a non-disclosure agreement regarding data centers, the property. The gentleman said that he's owned this property for 3.5 years. There's so much, you can't do anything in Bell County without somebody knowing it. So somebody, the clerk, the PBA, fiscal, magistrates, or the justice, have any of you guys signed a non-disclosure agreement regarding anything around this?
No, ma'am.
Any of the magistrates?
No, I heard about this when y'all did.
Okay.
No, I have
Donnie?
not. The first I heard about it was last Friday. I know
No.
4 times more now than I knew last Friday.
So all the magistrates that are here today are saying no. Is the clerk no? Is there anybody from PBA here? Okay. No? Okay. All right, that's all I have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
The next one, Tiffany Treese, Highway 92.
Good morning. First, I'd like to thank Judge Brock and the members of the Bell County Fiscal Court for taking the time to call a special call meeting and giving the public an opportunity to be heard. My name is Tiffany Treese, and I live less than a mile from the proposed data center site. I'm not a public speaker, so please bear with me today. I'm here as a Highway 92 resident, a local healthcare provider, and someone who's proudly called Bell County my lifelong home. I have serious concerns about the long-term impact this project could have on our community. There are still many unanswered questions about water usage, electricity demands, noise, air quality, environmental impacts, and most importantly, potential effects on our public health. After nearly 30 years of working in different aspects of healthcare in this community, I could stand here and give all kinds of data, statistics, and anything that goes on every side of this argument. But here is the simple truth. Our area is already facing heartbreaking health challenges. We have seen far too many families affected by cancer, including an alarming number of childhood cancer cases. We don't know what has caused every one of those cases, and that's exactly why we should be cautious before allowing a potential environmental risk like this into our community. This isn't about standing in the way of progress. It's about making sure progress never comes at the expense of the health of our families or the future of our community. I respectfully ask this court to pursue every lawful option available, whether that's a moratorium, new ordinances, land use regulations, or any other legal measure that allows this and any future projects to receive the careful review it deserves before any irreversible decisions are made. We only get one Bell County, one chance. We owe it to our children, our grandchildren, and to all the families who call this place their home. Because people's health is priceless. You can sit back and you can put a price on land, you can put a price on buildings, but you can't put a price on children's health, our family's health, or the place that we proudly call our home. Thank you.
Rebecca Parrott Johnson, Highway 92.
Thank you, Judge Brock. Thank you, members, for calling this meeting. It's very important, as you can see, to all of us. As you know, my name is Rebecca Parrott Johnson, and I appreciate everyone for being here. First, I would like to say I'm representing our family, the Parrotts. And I do have this in writing because I do get emotional about this. I would like to begin by stating that I am and always will be in favor of growth in our hometown. My 30 years of experience as a public servant working in technical schools, helping citizens across the Southeast region improve their lives and strengthen our local economy speak for itself. However, I strongly believe that the current approach is not the right one. Most homeowners in our community have owned their land and farms for generations, including my family. My great-grandfather, who was a doctor, who served this county for many years without taking a dime. My grandfather, who was a pilot in the United States Marine Corps, we lived on that land. I grew up on that land. That's the generation. It's adjacent to your property. To be blindsided by this proposal gives us every right to oppose it, especially considering the secrecy surrounding the plan. There is widespread opposition to placing data centers in certain communities, and for good reason. My husband and I also own a home on that land. It was shocking to wake up to a call informing us that a facility of this scale was planning to be built nearby, which could devalue everyone's home and properties and potentially cause unknown harm and destruction to our land. This is not how we should treat those who have invested in this county for generations, paying taxes, and contributing to our community in countless ways. Yes, AI, other technologies here, it's not going away, but with the growing energy demand, we should have a say in the decision-making process regarding the location of such a large complex that would impact everyone living here. As I mentioned before, we already have 2 industrial parks. We have Mountain Drive. We have, I couldn't tell you how many abandoned mines, old mines. These have been proven to be effective locations for data centers. I urge you to explore those as well. As a generational citizen of Bell County, I ask that you please pass this moratorium to allow more time for research on the data center. This will also allow Senator Maiden and State Representative Adam Bowling to establish regulations that will protect our citizens, our county, and our state from potential severe ramifications that may never be reversible. Thank you.
If you had more, you could finish.
No.
Okay.
Jody Carroll, Highway 2077 Pine.
Wait, it's emotional. My name's Jody Carroll. I stand against the development of the data center being proposed today, being discussed today, and I urge the fiscal court to pass the moratorium being requested by citizens. I was born and raised here in Bell County, and I've lived in the same home for 30 years, where I've raised 2 daughters. My home happens to be about 1 mile from, I don't know what to call it. I really searched for pleasant words, but I hope that this site doesn't live up to the nickname that I fear, I want to call it, Ground Zero. My husband and I, as well as our neighbors, should be able to reasonably expect that our elected officials conduct our county's business in ways that are in our best interest. Thank you, Judge. This project is not in our best interest, not in the short term and not in the long term. The most noticeable negative effect for myself and others thus far is related to the smoke produced by burning at the site. Unfortunately, this is how most of us first learned of it. I've struggled with allergies my entire life, but after years of allergy shots, they've been very well managed. Mysteriously, I started having severe allergy-related headaches and other symptoms. Complained that, hey, there's some kind of smell of smoke, somebody's house burning down, what's going on? Only to learn that the secrecy, this is how we first learned about it. Excuse me while I get my less than perfect technology back in order here. Unfortunately, it seems that there really are no positive effects on this project for residents. The only positive results appear to be financial gain for a few individuals and businesses who have no regard for myself and other locals. If owners and developers are so proud of the business venture and confident that it will be a positive addition to local life, why so much secrecy and deception? It's beyond acceptable that our residents received no notice of the data center plans from either developers or local officials. Judge Brock has answered about not signing an NDA. I hope that's true. But somebody did something. Who are the local people who knew and kept it secret from all of us? Why don't you own up to it? It's such a positive thing.
Thank you, Jody.
Barbara Bingham, Bingham Hill Road, Pineville.
Barbara Bingham. Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't see you.
Thank you, Judge Brock and the rest of the fiscal court for allowing the public to come out to speak about this issue. I'm like fellow citizens that's down on 92. We had no idea about this until about a couple of weeks ago, and I was coming home from a meeting and there was smoke boiling up and we thought the forest was on fire. But I'm very concerned about this. Also, all the stuff that I've researched and stuff, there's a lot of negative stuff that is discussed on the internet from different studies and things about the side effects from the data centers, health issues, emissions that affects people's health, the level of the decibels that's created from the machinery and the cooling systems and stuff, things that are emitted that could affect the water, the sound waves that not only could affect the animals, but also I've read of sleep disturbances from like the high decibels, the low decibels affecting us without us knowing it, causing like heart issues and various different things. I personally feel like before anything is done, I hope that the fiscal court will issue a moratorium so that this can be properly studied, because we don't want things here that can, like the different people have said, to cause us serious health issues. We've had enough cancer. My husband is in Corbin today taking cancer treatments. This is his third cancer in the 36 years, and he's a lifelong resident here. I hope and pray that our fiscal court and our state representatives and stuff will thoroughly research all these things and make good decisions, because like my constituents here have said from 92, we are the ones that will be the ones suffering, our children, later generations. We want to keep the environment healthy for everyone. So please do consideration in your consideration of moving forward on this project. Thank you very much.
Joyce Bennett, Highway 92, Highland.
Thank you. I'm Joyce Bennett from Highway 92. I live less than a mile from the development. We are so against this. We have over 1,600 signatures petitions for this. And my main concern too is the health care. And I, like other people, have suffered from the COVID lungs. I go by the social loop last Saturday night. There was so much smoke and diesel, I started coughing. I coughed for over 2 hours. And what I'm saddened today when I hear everybody, I worry about our property, the value of our homes decreasing in value. But then as I see people have spoken and I see some of the developers rolling their eyes, that's a sad time. You know, if anybody's speaking.
The next one is Marvin Taylor, Highway 92, Highland.
Yeah, my name's Marvin Taylor. I live 2 miles from your development. I've got family members that live a lot closer. You can't sit or stand and guarantee there will be no noise, there will be no health issues. You can't guarantee that. You can stand up here and talk, but you cannot guarantee that. And another thing, you call that holler that you're building that in, it wasn't pristine. This is Bell County. We're everyone proud to be here. We do not want it disturbed. I'm totally against it. There is no benefit for the public. You said there's a lot of jobs. Yes, there will be a lot of jobs. What time it's being built? After that, you will pull those people out of here. A lot of them will be local. Everybody that's around that unit will be your people. There won't be no Bell County people there working. But I'd like to keep Bell County like it is. I've got a great-granddaughter and soon to have another one, less than a mile from that unit. And her life means more to me than that unit will ever mean. And I take it from the people in this room, you're all proud of Bell County, aren't you? I was born and raised here. And frankly, right now Bell County is just building itself back from the '77 flood. I worked right across the street in 1977 and I walked in 13 inches of mud. We had to clean it up. It's took us this long to walk around this courthouse right now and look at it. I've seen stuff hanging in trees and I don't want it changed. That's my opinion, and it looks like it's a lot of people's opinion, and the only reason that this room is not full is a lot of people's working.
Kim Gambrell, Jury Gambrell Lane title.
I've got a question for you, Murray Industry. If this is such a positive thing for Bell County, why didn't you have a groundbreaking? Why didn't you announce it to the people that you were coming to invade us? We are proud here in Kentucky. Bell County is one of the prettiest counties you'll come to when you come to Kentucky. And Mr. Brock, I hope you're being honest when you say you did not sign an NDA. I hope that when you found out about it, we all found out about it.
No, we didn't.
Harold Martin, Ernest Lusher, Roeheim.
My name is Tara. I'm not a lifelong resident of Bell County. I moved here about 9 years ago, one of the worst times of my life. Bell County welcomed my family in. You all have loved us. My kids have excelled here. My husband works, he's a guard at the Social Security office. He works every day, 40 hours a week, and then he comes home. We have a farm about a mile from you all. The smoke, my daughter already suffers with asthma. My two twin boys, they have migraines. I forgot my paper at home. I've already lost sleep over this. Everything that I read about this doesn't say any new information. I'm for growth for Bell County, and I think we all are, but I'm not for growth at the expense of the serenity. We have cattle, we have horses, we have donkeys, chickens, dogs. What I've read, the noise will cause disruptions in reproductive systems of the cattle. I can only imagine what that would do for my daughter. I have 4 kids. I'm not having any more, but my daughters are. My sons will have kids one day. I hope that don't affect them. The water, I've read that it depletes the water systems, the rivers, the creeks, even the wells. The noise alone is very concerning because I live less than a mile from there. And my son had craniosynostosis, and I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but that affects him with headaches. It's almost, he had surgery, and he gets headaches often. What will the noise do to him? Because I know what it'll do to me. I know it'll drive me crazy. Before my minute is up, what I want to ask, one thing, you said something about taxes. What will that do to my taxes? Because my property taxes are going to skyrocket, but the value of my property is going to depreciate. No one will want to buy that farm, but we will not be able to live there. So the farm will be taken. We are the 4th owners of this farm. My son would be the 5th. Generational farms are a thing of the past. And he works that farm every day. He goes to football practice, he goes to basketball practice, he comes home and he works. It's what he does, it's what the kid does, it's what he lives for. That's his legacy. So If you take that legacy from him, are you going to put your money where your mouth is and buy my farm at a market value? Because you know what else I am so growth. Like I said, I am for growth. Everyone here is for growth of our county because we love it, but not at this. This is not the growth we want. If we can do the moratorium and prove all the things about the new data systems that you talk about, we might be interested, but we do not want all the information that we're seeing. We do not want that. I thank you.
Sarah Gooden, Highway 92.
I probably got a big enough mouth that I can get. I really have a couple of questions that I want to ask this report. We only have 2 magistrates that's going to stand up for us. That's going to speak for us. I'm shocked. I am shocked over this. But the main thing is, my niece said it all. The property with the parrots. Listen, we've been in farming all of our life. And what I've seen and what I've read, and in Ohio, one particular place for a person that I know, a friend of mine, he builds these places. And he said, I just move on with the companies as they build. It's good jobs, but the jobs are ours. They ain't yours. I'm going to tell you that. It's our job to build them and then they put their people in. But you don't want it in Bell County. He's originally from Bell County. Good money for him, but I'm telling you, price it down, get it down. But what are we going to do with our families? But my main concern is my mattresses. I'm so disappointed somebody else didn't stand up. I'm proud of you too. Yeah. We're in farming. We farm all of our lives. I have farm stock. We depend on it. We raise our own beef. And I know what I've read with the birth of farming is almost 0% in the cows. That ain't good, in my opinion.
Randy Gibson, Bill Jerko Road, Jelko Road.
I'm going to try to keep my cool. I said I'm going to try to keep my cool. You took my words right out of my mouth. You don't tell us our mountains are not pristine, ever. This is our mountains. Unfortunately, you and I are neighbors, close neighbors, and I don't like it. I can sit down and have a meal with you, and I can be civil with you. But I can also disagree to the bottom of my heart with what you're doing in my community. And before I lose my cool, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're any kind of man, he's got my phone number. He definitely got my phone number. You come and talk to me. It ain't about money. It's about my way of life. The wildlife, you say you visited that area? Bald eagle, blue heron, bear, deer, elk. Do I need to keep going or do you get the picture? So it's pristine to me. Come and see me.
Tessa Gibson, Bill Jelko Road.
I apologize in advance. It will be emotional. My name is Tessa. I'm a lawyer. And I'm one of the residents closest to the developing data center. I am not opposed to burgeoning technology or the progress it might bring, but this is not progress. This is risk, and it's a risk we should not take. The limited research we have on data centers of this scale show that it's a bad deal for locals. Promises of economic growth and job opportunities are falsehoods used to entice policymakers and local officials. Most of these data centers are essentially large, intrusive warehouses after their short-term construction projects are complete. They require minimal staffing to operate once a whole, and case studies show that those few employees are rarely local. But I won't say information we've all heard. I'd rather speak to the unique impact this would have on our community. Appalachia has been historically exploited. It isn't new to see company buy land at a pittance and extract what wealth it can, but that wealth flows outward. It goes to large corporations, investors, and absent landowners with no enduring benefit for the local community. In fact, locals are more likely to see pollution, contaminated water sources, or increased living costs than any kind of profit. Big tech benefits and we foot the bill. A company that consumes this many resources without return is an employer, it's a parasite, and this company is no different. We've seen businesses hide behind money and NDAs and secrecy. This is not different. This is not new. Asking us to sacrifice for their benefit goes against everything we stand for as an Appalachian community. I'm sure you've all heard about Ida Huddleston and her daughter in Lexington who refused a $26 million offer on their land for a data center. They declined. That old woman has more integrity than anyone who thought to greenlight this project. Money has never been considered the foundation for happiness here, and what they tear up, we cannot replace. Preserving our land and our pride should be more important than the money in your pockets. Before I step away, I'd like to remind you that there's a small cemetery just at the property line of this construction, and our own brother, who we lost last year to brain cancer, is buried just hundreds of feet from what you are burning. How can anyone sit in peace with the people they love with that monstrosity next door? Honestly, shame on you. Your community is speaking. Choose your community or you will be elected to serve them. The legacy you leave behind with this choice will only embarrass you.
Yes. Emily Diaz. Okay, thank you. Jericho Pine Road.
My dad told me, always speak your mind, but do it respectfully. And I tell you, I'm going to do it, but it's going to be hard looking at you. These amazing people are intelligent, and they've been working their asses off to get information about the monstrosity that you want to put on our land. So I'm not going to repeat all the facts that they are going to give you because I know they're going to do it, but I'm going to tell you about my family and that land. My family, we have 8 goats, we have 2 horses, we have a ton of dogs and cats. I have a 9-month-old nephew back there. I have a 7-year-old nephew back there and a 13-year-old niece. We have neighbors and our home is 300 yards from that monstrosity. For the last 2 weeks, we have been watching it burn and breathing your smoke. It has been 3.5 years. Where have you been? You've said nothing. Cars have been coming to see the spectacle. Your workers have been threatening my family. My brother, who I lost to cancer last year, number 74, on the Bell County football team, we buried him under the dogwood tree at the base of that mountain. And we can't sit with him for the smoke. Right down the road are dozens buried in the cemetery, our loved ones, that I'm sure you plan to bulldoze over with your road to get to your data center. Our neighbor sits on his porch starting at 6 a.m. every day. The other day, he got up and breathed smoke, and he cried because he could hear nothing but bulldozers. My sister talked about it. Randy Gibson is my dad, if you don't know. Appalachia has been exploited for decades, and it is no different right now. They have been stealing our resources to pad their own pockets, including you. They have raped our land and our mountains, and they leave us with toxic chemicals and cancer. The mines promised jobs too. They left us with black lung. The tannery promised jobs too. You probably don't know about the tannery, but they left us with toxic waste in Yellow Creek. The multiple manufacturing jobs that are now gone and nowhere to be seen, and now two greedy men from Lexington and Florida to tell us that they want to burn our mountain down in exchange for 40 jobs. 40? This court has the authority to pass an ordinance for the convenience and protection of our wildlife and public and the abatement of nuisances. If you plan to decline this moratorium, I was originally going to ask them, but I asked you to come sit with my brother under the dogwood tree. Go visit the dozens down the road, and then tell me it's not pristine. Please, to the court and the magistrates who care, please pass this moratorium.
Katie Taylor, Jelco Mine Road.
So the two before me were my sisters. The man before him then was my father. My name is Katie. I don't want to be up here. I don't want to cry, but if I have to cry, you have to hear it. I'm sorry. My name is Katie, and I'm also part of the family that's closest to this data center. I want to tell you how this will affect my family directly. It's not a sob story. This is our reality. Our home is not within a half a mile. Our home is within 200 feet of the destruction that has been going on. My dad has poured his heart and his soul into making the land that we live on what it is today. My mom and dad are good, honest people. Our home is our quiet, peaceful land. We love on it, we live. It's where our goats roam freely, not caged. We have horses that roam freely. It's where my two children play every day. Most importantly, our home is the resting place for my brother who died of brain cancer last year. He is buried right outside his bedroom window, 200 feet from what you're doing. Because of this, you cannot buy us. We will never leave. Because of this, we will suffer. We will have to endure whatever you guys decide to build. We will suffer, and it is not fair. My parents have been through more than any two people should have to go through, and now they're going through this. This community, or this company, I'm sorry, you purchased the whole mountain, but you decided to build within 200 feet of our home. You have tons of money. You could have built, I'm not saying to build it, but why build it right smack on top of us? We can throw a rock and hit the land. I wrote that we don't know what noise this type of data center will produce, but now we know a little bit. But the thing about our land is sound travels through our mountains. You can hear someone down the holler jumping on a trampoline. 60 decibels will ruin our peaceful, quiet life. What I know is that my family matter. We matter. You've seen our home, and you decided to build right on top of it. I could never do that to someone. How could you do it to us? I would not do that to you. My parents deserve their peace. But most importantly, my brother, he deserves to rest in peace. I know you bought the land and you own it, but this is our home, and it is worth fighting for.
Wilson, Gunwood Road, Middlesboro.
Well, thank you all, Judge Brock and members of the court. We've had some very good speakers here, and I don't think I could top Joyce Bennett, but I'm going to look at it from a different angle here. First of all, I come here opposed to the data center. And from the research that I have gotten and talking to other judge executives throughout the state, it's not a good deal. And here's why it's not a good deal. It's going too fast. And I'm going to tell you my opinion on why it's going so fast here in just a minute, Kathy. First of all, as a court, you're kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit. But I'm hoping you'll do everything you can to slow this down or stop it. And here's why. Back in the last General Assembly, House Bill 593 was proposed that would put a lot of regulations on data centers. Adam Bolin voted for it. Senator Maiden didn't get a chance to because he wasn't called up for a vote. I have a sense that the General Assembly knew that this rush was coming in. As a matter of fact, in Kentucky, since January the 1st of this year, there's been 30 applications for data centers throughout the state. And that's a lot. This is the data center train, and it's got to be slowed down, hopefully, by you guys. Because here's what's going to happen. When Representative Bolin, Senator Maiden, when they go up there, they're going to have regulations that would slow this thing down and put a lot of regulations on the data centers. However, if these guys start breaking ground, they're probably going to be grandfathered in, and the laws that are passed won't affect them. That's why we need you guys, if it's possible, to slow it down. These guys are going to do the right thing, and they tried last year. And that got everybody kind of scared up on the data center thing, and it didn't make it. So, court, it's a lot of pressure on you, I know. But please, if you can, do a moratorium or ordinance, and let's slow this thing down till these guys get back in Frankfurt. And that's where we're going to get the real help, and I think both of them are on board 100%. So thank you very much, Judge.
Thank you, Rick. Mark McRory, Highway 92, Hyman.
Kind of hard to follow the judge-elect, but I'm going to do what I can. My name is Mark McCrory. My wife and I moved here from Florida 6 years ago. We retired. And the main reason we moved here is for the nature, you know, the wildlife, the peace and quiet, and the very friendly people in Bell County. And I tell you, and I just want to thank Judge Brock for calling the meeting, or whoever called the meeting. I appreciate it. And I called all the magistrates as soon as I found out, and 3 of them, including the judge and the Fevers and Hammondtree, they called me back and spent a good half hour each on the phone, so I appreciate that. But like I said, the reason we moved here is for the nature and the people and the history of the area. But yeah, the Cumberland Gap and all the history here. And as I understand it, when I moved here, I found out about the flood after I moved here. And y'all spent a lot of money building a dam to protect this area. And now it seems a shame just to throw it away on a data center that's not going to bring any jobs to the local people after the construction. And I'm not sure of the taxes, but it doesn't seem to be much of an upside for it. And I'm like most people, I find it really hard to believe that as magistrates and the judge, that something this big can just sneak up on you. I really, really have a hard time believing that. Like I said, I've never met any of y'all personally. I've talked to y'all on the phone, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt when you say you didn't sign the non-disclosure acts. But like again, I find it hard to believe that something like that could just sneak up on us. And like most people here, my biggest worries is the electric bill, the water pollution, the light pollution, the air pollution, and all the health risks. And like I said, we get invested, you know, I couldn't move anywhere in the world when I retired, but I chose this area for a reason. And now I'm worried about my property values going down, and it's just, and all my new neighbors that I meet today, you know, I feel bad for them. Like I said, I'm new here. We've got 4th and 5th generation people here that are going to be affected. And so I'm 100% believe that there needs to be a moratorium. And like I said, to give these gentlemen time to do what they can do in Lexington, and hopefully you guys, like I said, we just need to stop it. There needs to be an independent study, not one done by Murray Industries. It needs to be independent, and I don't know why we need to do that. There's enough evidence from the ones that have been built already in Virginia and in Texas, but if we need to reinvent the wheel here, let's do it. But just hopefully we can get a moratorium. So, thanks for your time.
Christopher Macy, Marvel, Kentucky.
Thank you. I appreciate being here to speak. I'm new to Bell County, and I'll tell you shortly why I'm here. I support the moratorium, and I oppose the installation of the data center. There are too many unknowns, and what I most am concerned about are the expansions that will inevitably happen prior to the initial installation. So it was mentioned that the electrical usage, the grid can sustain that, but what happens if later on there's an additional data center that is built here? Can the grid sustain a huge power load like that? Cooling water, how will it be vented? It was mentioned that it was a closed loop. How much water is being taken out of the aquifer? How much water is going to be returned to it? What is the quality of the water that will be returned to the aquifer? And by the way, if the water vapor is going to be vented to the atmosphere, water vapor is a far greater greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide. What's the environmental impact? Are there any endangered species in the area that would be impacted by the construction and the installation? Finally, the reason I'm here is because the area that I live in Miracle, is electromagnetically quiet. And electromagnetic radiation is not something that you can touch or smell or taste. My wife is sensitive to electromagnetic radiation of the frequencies that are put out by electrical smart meters. Western Pennsylvania, where I'm from, mandated that all homes had to have electrical smart meters, and she's been here 4 years, and the reason that we're down here now is because she is sensitive to that, and that virtually chased her out of Western Pennsylvania, and to a huge cost. So one other thing is, what if the data center, will it emit any electromagnetic radiation? Okay, I commend everybody who's appeared here and has spoken here. I just am in support of you folks, and I am really happy to see that you all have this interest and are willing to express your concerns. Thank you.
Apologize because I don't think I can say this. Mine is YANUO, okay? From Wilderness Road, Middlesboro. Thank you.
Hey, let's try closing those windows now. Are all those air units running?
Yes.
Okay, well, you got a real spot then.
I do.
I see more and more fanning. Sorry, sir, we'll get right back to it. Close that window back there, please. Is that air running back there? Close it. Okay, all right. Maybe we'll win a little there. Go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ngalo. You can call me James.
I know my name is difficult to read by you, so you can call me James. I came here just for I focus on the AI center. I came from China. You know, you see my face. You know I came from China. I know what China is and what they want. I think at this moment we cannot fall behind the China, or our children or grandchildren will just like me. I had to escape from China. Your children and grandchildren, if we lost at this commitment, we will pay for the price by our children and grandchildren. Just like the fire, F-I-R-E, fire, we know the fire will hurt our finger and something and burn our house, but we had to use it. This is the AI center. This is a larger fire. We must use it, but we must keep it safe. I see a lot of ladies, it is crying, and I see some gentlemen say their head, say no. I know, just like the fire, it will burn our finger, burn our house. But if we do some safety policy, then we can control it, I think. I had a master's degree in microelectronics and solid state electronics. I studied 15 physics course in the university. So I know the AI center, it is just like the fire. It can be controlled. And I think we can control. I just worry about that the corrupt officers and the public, the corrupt officers, there is so many corrupt officers in America, and the public benefit. This is 2M. How to make a balance? I suggest, I propose, because I see in the Middlesbrough, I live in Middlesbrough, I see there is a cross. Every line is bright. Oh, I'm sorry. I just say, we cannot trust the government. We cannot trust the AI center. But we can trust ourselves. And in the America, there are so many community-driven group. We can use this to monitor the government and monitor the AI center. This is my point. Thank you. Thank you.
William Bailey, Mill Creek Road, Kidlotto.
Thank y'all. As a landowner myself, I respect Mr. Murray on being a landowner, purchasing that property, paying the taxes. And as a landowner, I say, you do what you want to with your own property. But I would never do anything with my land that adversely affected so many others. There's been a lot of stuff brought today about the health and the noise. And the speaker before it talked about my concern was the precious natural resource of water. Now, this is a closed loop system, which I'm not sure what you're saying, how much water will be used in this system. But I know the data centers that have been built before are using millions of gallons of water. Now this water will have to be released, and it will contain toxic chemicals and minerals that will affect our waterways. I've listened to there's other issues been brought up, the noise and the health and the personal impact statements from the speakers before are heartbreaking. But I think we're under a misconception about this data center just now being brought up. This has already been in the making. Our own Senator Maiden, last year in the General Assembly, sponsored a bill which did away with our protection on our waterway, our local streams and creeks. They're no longer protected. If you own a spring, a well, people here in Bell County are getting water out of the creek for daily use. They don't even, there's areas here. So, having said all that, that was my main concern, was about the water and natural resources. And I thank you, Judge Albee, my magistrate Donnie, all the other magistrates for considering this, doing this moratorium on this issue, or this project of this data center. Thank you.
Sheila Johnson, Highway 92, Pineville.
Yes, Sheila.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here. I appreciate y'all having this today. I have lived outside of Bell County for a few years and never was happy till I got back. So I don't care much about everything that I'm getting hit in the face with right now. I put everything I have into the house that we bought on 92. You're one driveway down from my house. I thought moving to 92, I'd be near the highway, be close to Pineville, but at the same time, I would have country, I would have quiet. I put everything into my home, got married in my front yard. My husband, Ron, my grandson, we live there. We've only been made aware of this thing in the last week, 2 weeks. My husband smelled something burning. We thought it was our next door neighbor burning something. Unfortunately, it wasn't. I want to say one thing. I wrote this down, and I'm not sticking to it for some reason, but I worked for Social Security for years. I had judges and attorneys that I worked with on a daily basis. One of the impressions that they had when they would come from out of town in New York and all these places is that Appalachia was stupid. Many of the judges and I went around and around because he said that the only thing you could guarantee was if they had a GED, they had an education, because we didn't educate our people. I want y'all to know, everyone I've heard here today, I believe could go to Congress if they wanted to. I'm very proud of where I come from. Ron and I have had a lot of issues. Both of us has had cancer. He was told by the government that he would be protected as a United States Marine for 8 years. He was at Camp Lejeune. He drank the water. He was split open 4 times and spent 67 days in a VA institution and wasn't expected to get out because of his cancer. That was in 2017. In 2017, on the other side of Knoxville, I had breast cancer. And I was given 3 years if they didn't find any more, and they found a lot more. We're very concerned with the water, because I don't know if y'all know, but anybody that's lived in the city, Bell County's got some of the best water that's anywhere. And I hate to see us lose that, and we are going to lose it. And what is being used by you all is going to end up going right back down to the ground eventually, and it's going to destroy our water. I have read other people that says that we aren't giving consideration for our water consumption first. Our electricity, a lot of people are being told how much they can use now because that they need it, the data centers gets it first. That's not good. Around the areas of the data centers, they say that it can increase the heat at your home up to 16 degrees. I live maybe half a mile from you. They're going to take our air conditioning, they're going to take our water, and then they're going to turn around and tell us how much we can use. Unfortunately, when I first heard this, I thought, well, I've got to find another house. I called and talked to someone that told me that right now that would be laughable because our prices on our homes are going to go completely down. Now, one of the main things I'm worried about, and I wish, I know you know this, but here's some pictures that I would like him to look at. These were taken at one of the floods that we had, or two of the floods that we had. This that you're doing is replacing the natural habitat of the trees and the dirt with concrete slabs and buildings. That runoff is going to go into our streams and into our waters. 92 isn't going to be able to handle that. We're going to be in trouble. Right now, I wish you would look at those pictures.
They're looking at it.
Those are my front yard. Within 15 minutes after that truck passed through, it was in my yard, and I'm up on a hill. Now, it's not been in my house yet, but I'm sure not going to guarantee by the time this water starts running off, I can't get out. When it floods, I can't get out on either side of me. So we're home there for a while. Now, have you been in 92 long enough to see you're going to have to do all new road construction because it's crowded right now, especially when the schools are open, which is what, a mile and a half down the road from you, as well as the campground that all the little children play. All this stuff is going to be there. Now, the cancers that everyone's mentioning, it is widespread here. Heart disease is widespread here. Asthma is widespread here. I'm sorry. There's so much more that needs to be affected. It needs to be brought out here, Al. It needs to be brought out, and something needs to be put a stop to this until all of this can come out. All of the logistics that comes out, how it's going to affect 92. If anybody's going to be able to travel, there's going to have to be new roads. If you all ain't up high, you're going to get flooded over. There ain't going to be no computers. I worked on computers at Social Security. You couldn't pour coffee down. When the water starts coming down, you better get groceries in. I hope and pray. I want to finish this with one thing. You know, this area, the one thing that you're blessed with, and we are also, is we believe in God. We do everything that we do based on God. Now, in some places that may not be a good way things says, but I want to read Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye prove what is that good and perfect will of God. God's will is not to destroy our pristine property. It is pristine. I've been all over the place. There's nowhere like home. And I believe everyone here will fight and do what they can do. You may do it, but I believe we'll go down fighting, and we'll do it with the Lord behind us.
Tim Parton, Highway 987 Highland.
Tim Parton.
Can we go to the next one?
Yeah, go to the next one.
Mike Dean, Benfield Road, Pineville, Kentucky.
Oh, it's too short. I'm Mike Dean, and I live right there, 14 Jellicoe. I'll be their neighbor. I've lived there, my family's been there for multiple generations. They come there late 1700s, early 1800s. I've been there all my life. I'm 70 years old. I plan on dying there. I'm not going to work. Well, I think that I've been listening to everybody talk. And I think what we need to do here, everybody wants this thing here to delay for a few months. We can get enough information from everyone. And I've been trying to research this on there. I'm not very good at computers. I mean, hell, I'm one of the guys still got a rotary dial phone. But anyway, I'm trying to find out about this and don't know about it. So I can't make an informed decision, but maybe we can get everybody together. Let's take a few months to figure out what's really going on here. I mean, emotions are high right now. Let's back off our emotions just a little bit, and let's think this over. And I'm not for it. I'm not against it. I just don't know. I don't know if this has all hit us in the last couple of weeks. That I know it's hit me last few weeks. And so I'm saying we've got enough intelligent people here. Let's take some time, look at what our elected officials can do, and let Mr. Murray here, he can work with the timeline that we can do this, this, and this. Let's figure out what's best for everybody concerned. Let's just don't, if I mean, I think we ought to have 3 or 4 or 5 months, everybody just sit down and let's look into it.
That's what they want. We want to stop it. We want to stop it. We got to stop it.
Well, I'm not saying not to stop it. I'm just saying. I'm not saying not to stop it. I'm just saying let's make that informed.
Yeah, but you said that they do their timeline and do this, and this, and then.
We're going to stay respectful of each other. He gets to make his statement, and if y'all want to talk outside when it's over, that's okay.
When you go to court, everybody's got, good side, bad side. You hear things out. You hear it out, make an informed decision. And I'm just saying, I'm not for it. I'm not against it. I don't know anything about it.
You can't be on the fence tonight. You got to hear one way or the other. This camel get its head under the tent. The rest of it's coming in. That's right. Correct.
I respect your opinion.
The moratorium would give us time to do what you're asking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think most of the people here have asked for the moratorium, and I'm saying that's what to do.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. I'm saying let's look into it.
Right.
And they're not going to do nothing right now. Let's give us time to make, look. And if y'all want to stop it, or you need to stop it, I mean, I don't want nothing to hurt me.
Right.
I'm not going to hurt me. I probably live, it's right there in my door too. So let's do a 5 or 6 month moratorium or whatever you want to call it. Let's see what we call it. We can always ask for another. If that doesn't, suit it does. It can't hurt. Thank you all. Thank you.
Okay, I still don't see Tim Parton in here.
Somebody said he had to go to work.
Oh, he had to go.
He stood here for quite a while.
Okay. Sheila Wilson, Red Wilson Road in Middlesboro.
I'm here to oppose the data center. I'm here to ask my magistrate, who I don't even know what he looks like, District 1, to stand up and fight for the community. My great-grandchildren are the 7th generation on the piece of land that I live. We fought for over 20 years trying to clean up our community after it was polluted. You don't want to do that. You want this stopped until all research is done, all aspects of any pollution is reported to everyone, where you can make the decisions that you want in your community. Businesses should not be allowed to just do whatever they want in our community. So I am asking the magistrates to please put this moratorium in place, to give everyone time to find out exactly what these data centers will do to us. We don't know. There's all kinds of information out there. I don't know what of it is truth and what isn't. But I know when Mr. Murray got up here and spoke, I appreciated that. but I also know when I'm trying to sell something that I want to happen, I paint a pretty picture. You painted a pretty picture. I would like for you to stand up and tell us the consequences of what you're wanting to do, as well as the pretty picture. Thank you.
Justin Howard, West End Homes, Middlesboro.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Justin Howard. I'm a lifelong resident of Middlesboro. I'm a journalist, do a little news outlet, but I'm here today as a Bell Countyan, as somebody who cares. I'm looking at this man right here who has not had a smile on his face this whole time, but I guarantee you that he's got money in the bank.
Justin, be respectful.
This is respectful, Mr. Brock. But anyhow, today, you know, this will echo long after every one of us leaves this room. Our organization, I'm representing the Bell County Inclusion Council. Bell County belongs to everyone. It cannot be millionaires who wants to patent their pockets by coming in and selling us a product. Not just those with money, not just those sitting behind this, not just the outgoing judge executive. Bell County belongs to every miner who helped build this county, every teacher shaping our children, every small business owner struggling to keep their doors open, every veteran who served this nation, every parent raising a child here, and every child deserves to inherit a community that we are proud of and that we are willing to stand up and protect. This is why we stand in firm opposition to the proposed data center. This is not because we oppose progress. We want jobs. We want investment. We want businesses to choose Bell County. But progress without transparency is not progress, Mr. Brock. Progress that asks citizens to simply accept decisions that appear to have already been made is not progress. There is land already being brought at us from nowhere. You can't tell me they didn't know this during the election. But these are not political questions or comments. They're questions responsible citizens ask when the future of their county, their lives, their livelihood is at stake. And this concern, unfortunately, is not unique to Bell County. Across the country, communities are asking these very same questions about large-scale data developments. Environmental advocate Aaron Brockovich, who made the movie, has came out firmly against this. I know my time's running out, but I got a couple more things to say. Mr. Brock, I say this respectfully. Government derives its authority from the consent and confidence of the people. Leadership is not measured by how many decisions are made. Leadership is measured by how many people are invited into those decisions. Unfortunately, many citizens have came to believe that they were not invited. They were excluded. Many feel that they were informed only after excavation had already begun. Many feel that they were expected to just accept this instead of participate, and that's not how public trust is built. At the end of the day, many citizens cannot escape one unavoidable question. Who is this project really for?
Julia Griffin?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I want to start by thanking you for holding this specially called meeting to discuss this issue. My name is Julia Griffith, and I have my two young sons here with me today, 7 months and 3 years old, so I'll try to make this brief. I want to first state that I stand firmly in opposition of the construction of the data center in Bell County. I own a home in Bell County. I work in Bell County. I pay taxes in Bell County, and most importantly, I vote in Bell County. In fact, neither of my young sons have ever missed an election because I believe in the importance of teaching them how important it is to show up for our civic duties as citizens in this beautiful country. I am also a woman of faith. If you are a Christian, you understand that in the Bible, God calls us to be stewards of the land. The Bible makes it clear that the earth belongs to God, but it is our job to protect it and care for it and its people. Numerous studies by numerous institutions, such as the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, Cornell University, the University of Alabama at Birmingham, and MIT, to name only a few, indicate that data centers have detrimental effects on the communities in which they are built. They create poor air quality, they deplete water resources, they cause exponential increases in energy bills for citizens, and their generators and cooling systems create so much noise that nearby citizens experience disrupted sleep patterns and increased stress. Evidence shows that residents living near data centers, though it is at a lower frequency of decibels, I heard that one in the first argument, they still experience complications with their neurological health, their cardiovascular health, and their mental health, leading to an overall poorer quality of life. But it's not just the people who are affected negatively by data centers. The construction of a data center in Bell County would greatly impact the wildlife in our region. Hunting is not only a pastime for citizens of Bell County, many families rely on hunting season to feed their families and their loved ones throughout the year. Research tells us that the noise and pollution created by this data center would drive that wildlife away, significantly disrupting the local ecosystem and leading to less productive hunting seasons for all the families in Bell County as well. So I implore you, do not move forward with the construction of a data center in our beloved Bell County. And lastly, I want to tell the citizens that the responsibility does not lie solely with our politicians. We must also be accountable. Every time you use an AI platform like ChatGPT or Google AI, you are promoting the use of the data centers like the ones you're here to oppose today. You cannot say that you are against the building of a slaughterhouse near your home because you don't agree with killing cows and then eat steak every night for dinner. You can't have one without the other, and the same goes for data centers and the use of AI. We must all be responsible. We must all be accountable. So please, stop the frivolous use of AI and stop the construction of this data center in Bell County.
Elizabeth Pulley, Hilton Loop, Calvin, Kentucky.
My name is Elizabeth Pulley. I live in Calvin. I want to thank Brian for always keeping us informed on things like this. I wouldn't have known about it any other way. As Appalachians, we've seen this time and time again. Big money developments come in, pillar through our community, and leave us with cancer-ridden, environmentally desperate mess to clean up. Data centers seem inevitable because our legislator and our elected officials continually give tax breaks and credits to corporations that only care about what Kentucky can provide to them. Don't scream about tourism and then sell out the very thing you pretend to love. Someone had to know. They talk about how it could help our local economy, schools, and hospitals. How is that when Kentucky Qualified Data Center Project Incentive Program offers 50 years sales and use tax exemptions on qualified data centers, equipment, materials, and energy? Virginia, which has the largest concentration of data centers in the country, has tax exemptions that cost the state over $1.6 billion annually. KU has data centers sign 15-year contracts obligating them to cover 80% of the costs that occur. Well, who pays for the other 20% of the costs that occur? How many times someone knew about this beforehand, and when one data center comes, more will follow? How many times are we going to let the rich get richer off of our community? They don't live here and they don't care. Look around this room. People of all ages, of all economic status, begging you to care. You can't tell me our highest local official positions had no idea all of this has been in the works for years already. That true Appalachians were never bootlickers and we won't start now. Under Kentucky's home rule statutes, local fiscal courts and city councils hold the ultimate authority over where these centers can be built. This court has the authority to stop this and the obligation to listen to your constituents. We as a community urge this court to pass a permanent moratorium on data centers in Bell County and protect the very thing that makes us who we are. Thank you.
Brittany Skidmore, Hewlin, Kentucky.
There ain't much I can say that ain't already been said, but I'm going to say my piece. I see every sour look on every one of y'all's faces. And let me just say, I'm a 5th generation Bell County, and I'm proud to be from here. My daddy's daddy, and his daddy was all coal miners. My mama was born in a coal camp. There's a song, I think a lot in song lyrics, and one of those songs says, a man from the north come waving $100 bills, said, I'll pay you for your minerals. The landowner was waving the $100 bills just like in that song. That song didn't say he was passing out $100 bills. Do you think for a minute that we're going to get any of this money? Do you think for a minute that any of this money is going to go to our sports equipment? Really? It's not. You're going to keep every bit of money you got. A lot of people live in poverty here. We have some of the highest rates of poverty in the United States. And you think all those years ago when the coal companies first come in waving them $100 bills, where's the money from that? What do we have to show for that other than land that was raped and pillaged just like you're raping and pillaging the land now? I think a lot in song lyrics. Another song is called Paradise by Jim Ringer. He says the coal companies come in with the world's biggest shovel. They tortured the timber and stripped all the land. They dug for the coal till the earth was forsaken, and they wrote it all down as the progress of man. I never thought that I would live to be the next generation to see Appalachian extraction. People, I go to this Laurel Cove thing every year, and I see and meet so many people from all over the world who come to Bell County and they tell me, oh, it's so beautiful here. We want to come here every year. We love it here. But then people come in from out of town and they say, we love it here so much, so beautiful. But then you want to change everything about it. I'm sorry, this is just a lot, and I wasn't going to come. I didn't prepare anything. I was so worried that I'd show up and nobody would be here, but to my surprise, I come in and we're spilling out the doors. There's a reason they don't teach Appalachian history in the public school systems, and that's because they know that even the littlest and smallest of people have the biggest of voices. And we can stand together, and I think that y'all know you're in over your heads. You are. And that's all I'm going to say about this.
Rachel Owen, Bell Garden Middle School.
Hi. First, I want to point out that a closed-loop cooling system in an AI data center does not mean there isn't wastewater. It does not mean that there isn't pollution to the groundwater. I already know the answer, but those of you who live out on 92, just to illustrate, how many of y'all have city water? Yeah? Yeah. How many of you have a well on your property? Raise your hand. Yeah. You won't be able to use them?
If I have to, I would have to use them.
Right. You won't be able to safely use them, I should say.
Well, if they start pumping water, they're going to have to get water to cool this unit down. They can't get it out of Cumberland River. The water supply over in Millsboro cannot supply them with water and us residents too. So we will have to go back to the well water, which will be polluted.
Exactly. So all of these residents who are within a mile or 5 miles or however far the pollution will decide to spread, not only will have less access to water, but the water they can access will be toxic. In addition, the change to the water table, the change to the temperature, which can range from 4 to 16 degrees in the area surrounding a data center, that will harm pollinators, which means that it will harm plants, and then it will harm the animals who eat those plants. And I think one of the most beautiful and wonderful things about Bell County is the biodiversity. The fact that me and my daughter, we have a critter journal, and it's just a running list of whatever animal we see. And those migration patterns will be affected. Their habitats will be affected. If it's 15 degrees warmer, a lot of them cannot survive. These are not the first people to look at Appalachia and see backwards, stupid hillbillies. They are not the first people to come here and think that they can take what they want and leave us with the scraps. But we deserve better than that. Our children deserve better than that. I didn't raise my daughter here for her to not be able to... How many of y'all have taken a drink out of a creek? Because I have. I've been up on a hiking trail and not had water with me, and I want to be able to do that, and I want my baby to be able to do that, and I want her babies to be able to do that. And if we continue to dump pollution into those waterways, that's not going to be possible.
The last person has left, so that was all of them.
All right, so that's everyone that signed up. All right. You guys got any questions? Y'all want to make any more comment? All right, are you guys inclined to make a motion? And
yeah, I want to, as far as making a motion to adopt a 2-year blanket moratorium is what I
would say this, if that's the path, that it should be shorter because it can be continued. Okay? You're going to have new people. You're going to have new.
He made the motion, you can't change it. Motion's 2 years.
It's amended though. Chris, you want to advise us here as to, what the length and what risk we're taking potentially? Okay.
Grab the mic so we can hear you.
He scared me over here. I've got printed out today a 2-year moratorium. I've got a 1 year, a 9-month, and a 6-month. You all tell me what you all want to read and what you want to vote on. I've got them all.
Well, the 2-year gives us more time to look at it, and we need more time. With all the negatives out there about these.
They have plenty of time. Give us time. Right. 2 years.
Are you bringing that to motion?
I'll bring it to a motion. I'll second it.
I think it needs to be solved today. We're not putting it in.
All right, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Just a second.
All right.
I'd like to read this. I've never seen it before.
Okay.
Did they all agree or not?
No, he's reading.
How about somebody read it to us?
Man, he's a mic.
Right, or give us all a copy.
Yeah, I'll be happy to read. Joe, you want to read it? Or Chris can read it?
He needs a mic if you want to read it.
Yeah, read it.
All right, this is ordinance number 26. I don't know what the next ordinance number is, but Kayla will assign that. An ordinance imposing a 2-year moratorium on the construction, development, and operation of data centers of any size and all data storage facilities within the jurisdiction of the Bell Fiscal Court. Whereas the Commonwealth of Kentucky has experienced increased interest in the development of data centers within its jurisdiction, and whereas Bell County could serve as a location for the development of a data center within its jurisdiction, whereas data centers may have significant impact on infrastructure, energy consumption, land use, and environmental sustainability, and whereas the current ordinances and regulations of Bell County may not adequately address the demands, unique characteristics, and potential cumulative effects of data centers, whereas the Bell County Fiscal Court deems it necessary to evaluate existing policies, infrastructure capacity, and long-term planning objectives regarding data centers. Whereas the Bell Fiscal Court has the power to impose temporary moratoria to protect public health, safety, and welfare of its residents and visitors. Now therefore, be it ordained as follows. Moratorium imposed. A moratorium is hereby imposed on the construction, development, and operation of data center of any size and all data storage facilities within the jurisdiction of the Bell Fiscal Court for a period of 2 years, effective from the date of the ordinance. The purpose of this moratorium is to allow the Bell County Judge Executive, magistrates, consultants, and relative stakeholders the opportunity to fully consider the environmental impacts, utility capacity, economic benefits for the community, and best practices from other jurisdictions of similar size and development, and review and update local policies, regulations, and standards for data center development. Effective date, this ordinance shall take effect immediately upon the second reading adopted by the Bell Fiscal Court.
Yes.
That's what we want.
Junior will speak. You have to have the mic for sure. I guarantee you.
We have a new fiscal court, a new judge, 2 new magistrates. I would like to see it done for 6 months and let those folks. I think we're doing something that they should have a say. I'm telling you.
We're telling you.
Do it.
Hey.
We do not matter less than the millionaires involved on the other side of this issue. Give us
I think the new court should have a say in this also. I understand, and you can come back again. I'm giving you my opinion. Thank you. I don't know enough about it to be for or against anything. I don't know. I don't have all that. I do not. I do not know. We can't. Just listen. We can't lay our device down. We've got to store this somewhere. Okay, thank you.
No thanks to you.
Did you sign the NDA?
Yeah, what did you get out of it?
No answer? Got it.
Do what? All right, listen. All right. Joe's got a question for Chris. Joe's got a question for you.
This will also serve as...
Guys, please be quiet. Thank you.
This will also serve as the first reading.
You're correct.
Okay. That's what I want.
Anything else? We got a motion, a second.
Before we do anything else, I'd like to clear a couple things up. I was asked, did I sign an NDA? I said no. That means no. The people that votes for me, I'm honest. It was alluded to. I said I'd stand with the people. I'll stand with the people. It was alluded to that
we knew this or we knew that. There's several witnesses here that gave me my first phone call. That was when everybody else found out on last Friday. I want to clear that up 100%, that that's when I knew it. I didn't sign the NDA. I'm not real sure what it exactly is, but I didn't sign it. But when I say something, I'm honest, and you can count on it. Dig under every rock, dig under every bush. You won't find anywhere I signed or knew anything.
All right. Okay, we're going to try to have that vote. Is there anything else? I got a first, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Being none, it's carried. We're adjourned.
Does this mean they're going to stop right now? Are they going to stop tearing up
The
right now?
enforcement, I'd have to yield that to the county attorney, and I'm sure these gentlemen are going to have some action that they'll take. I got a feeling we're going to go.
All right, folks, just for